Okay, so you downloaded Bluebeam, you've got your subscription, and then you open it up, like this is just the desktop app, and make sure you open up a page because that's very important. You won't see all the options unless you open up a page. Now, do you just have your default view? A lot of people end up doing this and they regret it because they go their whole lives not knowing that you can customize these views and make it like 10%, 10 to 20% more efficient and more productive for you. For me, this is the first step I do anytime I download Bluebeam. I'm like, I absolutely need a custom view or it just will not function properly. And I'm telling you, this will save you a lot of time in the long run. The first thing I like to do is kind of clean up the toolbars on the, or navigation bars or whatever, on all around the Bluebeam. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna right click in this area. You might have a bunch of stuff here, so click down here and go to customize. This window will pop up. The important thing about this window is you can click this to all. This is every single command available to you in Bluebeam, and these create shortcuts. You have different toolbars on the right, so you have to select a toolbar. Like for instance, this one is your text toolbar. I completely get rid of this toolbar because I need to use that space for something else, so I just uncheck it. It's dead to me. Nope, don't have it anymore. The only ones I have are advanced and then the 3 navigation bars. Those are the ones I recommend to you. Now how you move stuff onto them is you click advanced and then you look for stuff in here. If you have other stuff, remove it. All you have to do is click it and click this X, and then go and find these 3 items: erase content, OCR, and links. Those are the only ones that I will allow to be on my actual advanced toolbar. How you do that, you go and find it, and then you move it over like that, and then it's in there. So I just X that because I don't need it. But yeah, so move everything over here to be that one. So this is the advanced, so those are the ones I recommend. Scroll down. You don't need any of these other ones. Trust me, there's hotkeys for most of these and you're gonna wanna memorize the hotkeys. You're not gonna wanna be clicking this stuff. Then you have these 3. On the left, the only ones I recommend is 1 full page, because sometimes you need to just center everything because you get lost. And then the last one is scrolling pages. This is by far my favorite view, my favorite way to view documents. I'll show you the difference, and then you can just delete these or you can leave them in here. It's really up to you. I just like do whatever. I don't feel like deleting like 20 of these things. And then the middle view, I deleted basically everything besides this middle section. You don't need that hand grabber. You don't need the mouse thing. I mean, there's like a lot of options in that view. Just stick to the basics here. And then lastly, the only thing that you need to add over here is this disable line weights, and that's really important because some designers have really thick lines and you can't see what's around it and it's clunky, and sometimes disabling the line weights will sometimes help significantly, so just trust me on that one. And then once you're done, press OK and you'll see that bar disappeared and these bars updated. The only thing that's not on there is this left-hand bar, which we'll move in a second. So now you'll see all this stuff up here. The scrolling pages shows you this page. So if I just do this one, see how there's no page underneath it? It's kind of annoying. It's very confusing, but if I have the scrolling pages on, I can now see in between. And you can use this control to zoom out, zoom in. You just hold down control and then scroll with the little wheel on your mouse, and then bam. Now the last thing that I recommend is absolutely, this is the most essential part, absolutely moving these little icons, okay? And this is the best way to do it. First things first, if you're in full screen, you'll totally mess something up. So I like to just drag this like this, okay? So we're not in full screen, I get it. I have a blue background, so it's a little intense right now, but it's okay. What you're gonna do is I like to move my Bluebeam tool chest to the right here, because I want to have my tool chest open while I have my bookmarks open, because I always have it like this to navigate with my bookmarks, and I don't want to switch into my tool chest and then I can't see my bookmarks anymore. So I'm going to move my tool chest to the right. So I'm going to literally grab this, and then you'll see this panel kind of pop up and just drop it there. Bam. Now you can have your tool chest open while you have your bookmarks open. And then the other thing I like to add over there is actually flags, anything I want to flag. And then I also add settings as well, because I tend to open up settings while I'm navigating and clicking things. So close this section. Now you have those 3, you can pop them open, whatever. It'll look better when you're full screen, but Now, the most important thing, thumbnails. That is what it actually looks like. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in here, but it's really hard if this and your bookmarks aren't being able to be seen at the same time. So I move these thumbnails and I just click and drag, and you see this like arrow thing that pops up? I put this on the bottom one, so I just drop it. And then now you can have your bookmarks open and then your thumbnails. Or if you're in a Bluebeam studio session, you can have your studio open and then your thumbnails. So that is super important. Now if you see full screen, it's gonna look very nice, very clean. You don't have too much stuff on your bars. You have availability to open a lot of this stuff, but then you also are able to open settings and some other stuff on the right-hand side. So totally recommend if you are struggling with all the tools and everything, and this is like the first thing I do when I get on a new Bluebeam set. It's so vital to working in Bluebeam is having this customized, because otherwise everything's just gonna be really slow. So this is how I set it up. If you need to see the installation video or kind of what the tools do, I will link some videos below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.